So peep it, y'all. It's the end of the regular season. Teams pretty much all got their postseason matchups and spots all clinched up, ready to go. There's a couple spots up for grabs, but for the most part, it's a wrap, man. Go Bills. What up, BillsMafia? Hit the comments if you're in here, man. You know, we're going to be resting Josh. What are we going to be doing? I think this is the year we get that Super Bowl title personally, man. But for the teams that didn't make it, you know, that aren't playoff / Super Bowl contenders, man, a lot of ish is already going down, man. You know, draft day stuff, who's going to get in position to move up or down with their picks, or are where they just want to be to snatch up the individuals that they want in the draft. And of course, the coaching carousel, right? And we're talking about a couple different teams and a couple different head coaches right now. Mike Vrabel, right, who is said to be a hot commodity, pause, on the coaching market, as you know, his time with the Titans has come to an end.
Yeah, word on the street, Vrabel wants to coach at one place.
They're all in trouble.
What is that? That is very real, I guess. Allegedly, Vrabel is very interested in being the head coach of the New England Patriots. That's been reported by multiple people. Tommy Curran, Greg Bedard, I believe Albert Breer has said.
So that's who Orlovsky was referring to?
I believe that is who Orlovsky was talking about when he said Vrabel might have a place already. And I think that's why, like, as much as the season's over for the New England Patriots, and like I said last week, I am behind Mayo. Or this week, actually. That was Monday. Holy shit.
Yeah, but we took 2 days.
Yeah, you forget. But
weekend.
Like, allegedly that is very real. In the home game against the Chargers here, that's a huge one, I think. We're just looking at the future of the team. And I think we're going to win. I truly do, because I believe in the process. But then you talk about that game, then you talk about the Bills at home in a possible backup Bills game, or a possible, like, hey, we're only going to play our starters for the first half because we've already clinched. We can't become the 1 seed, we're the 2 seed. Like, it is what it is for Buffalo. Like, these last 2 weeks are very interesting for the New England Patriots because of the Vrabel time.
Okay, so when Vrabel goes back to go into the New England Hall of Fame.
Yes.
While he's still the Tennessee Titans coach. Mm-hmm. He knew he was fired, he said, right? Whenever he got back into the Tennessee Titans building. Yeah. Something like that. He knew he had ruffled some feathers. And then when he spoke at the New England Patriots thing, what did he say? It's the greatest place on earth or something.
To live, to be a part of, like the whole, he put over New England insane amount. And that kind of led to everyone saying, like, oh, Mike Vrabel's the prince who's promised. Like, even though Mayo got hired 2 days after Bill Belichick, got let go or, forced out, whatever the
canned. You canned him.
Yeah.
You fired.
Even though Mayo got hired 2 days later, those 2 days before Mayo was announced, it was like, holy shit, Mike Vrabel might be the next head coach of the New England Patriots. So right now, that is kind of stirring in New England.
Patriot Hall of Fame inductee, Dante Scarnecchia. Mike Vrabel.
Thank you.
I fall asleep when I'm not actively participating in things like film study or when you're up there on the board coaching. Remember, he looked at me and he goes, Light, you fall asleep in my meeting and I'll kill you.
He says, Coach, I fall asleep in my car while I'm driving. And I said, Matt, you'd be a lot better off falling asleep in your car than you would in this meeting.
So today we also honor Mike Vrabel, one of the most efficient receivers of all time. And he was also a pretty good linebacker. Mike, you might be a titan in the industry now, but to us, you'll always be a Patriot. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the 34th member of the Patriots Hall of Fame, Mike Vrabel.
I'm very appreciative of this. So thank you to the Patriot organization. Thank you to Mr. Kraft, the Kraft family. Thank you, Bill. Thank you to my teammates. This is an unbelievable honor. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's right. And as the Patriots continue to wait, you really do wonder, with so many other openings now, like, does someone else kind of step in and say, actually, you're the guy we would like, especially considering he is now not currently employed by an NFL team. But this was interesting for a couple different reasons. Rand Carthon, the general manager, did give a press conference to his local beat writers yesterday, and I think laid out, among other things, the relationship between him and Mike Vrabel. And there was sort of a narrative that he and Vrabel did not really get along. I never heard that to be true. Carthon saying publicly yesterday that was not true, and this was sort of, for whatever reason, painted as a GM versus coach situation. I never felt like that was this, and to that end, it was not Rand Carthon who fired Mike Vrabel. In fact, I think if you would give him his choice, a lot of reasons why Vrabel would be a great head coach to move forward with. One of those reasons is he's very, very good. This was Amy Adams Strunk making the decision that, based on a lot of things, including what happened when he went to New England for the Hall of Fame thing, including not dispelling rumors in-house that he was going to be the Patriots coach. I mean, there was a lot there, and she clearly made the decision that she wanted to move on in the best interest of the organization. And now it is going to be Rand Carthon leading the search for a new leader of men.
So you guys see what's going on in the big talks here. Is the Patriots going to stick with Mayo, or is Vrabel the guy they initially wanted? As y'all seen, he went back to New England to be honored for the Hall of Fame ceremony. Bill Belichick was there among others. It was a momentous occasion. We had a brief clip of what he was talking about, being honored and everything like that. Not everything that they were referencing on those other clips was in there, about it being the greatest place, etc., which the greatest place on earth is really Buffalo, New York, the 716 west of New York. That's a fact, Jack. But with it all, with him not killing those rumors and, him being open, he's not a coach anywhere now. Is that what the Patriots just wanted initially, and now it can happen, it can come to fruition, and that's where Vrabel wants to go? I don't know. Let me know what you think. As you all heard that insider there on McAfee's show and what they were all saying, and then of course what Rappaport had to say. But another big story emerging now, right, is Tom Brady bringing the Brady way to Las Vegas. Damn, I still want to say Oakland. I still want to say, I don't know, the Las Vegas Raiders just doesn't really seem to have that right kind of ring, right? It doesn't, roll off the tongue, pause, smoothly, pause. And how crazy is it with Brady, with the Patriots, with everything that he did, all those Super Bowl titles, all kind of starting out with almost being X'd out of existence by the whole playoff game against a Raider squad that was just a hell of a team, and the whole tuck rule and all that, you know what I mean? It almost never was, on a rule that many people for many years, myself included, have been like, man, that seems a bit funny style, right? But here he is now, after, it had been known, Brady, when he left football behind from the playing aspect, he wanted to be involved, still chasing titles in another capacity. And, there was the stuff with the Dolphins where all the reports were emerging some years back that he wanted to be a part owner in the team. This was big stuff going on, as now we've seen a couple other teams, my Bills included, who had a ownership group buy-in that included Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter, and the Eagles also brought in some minority owners and everything like that. And this was something that Brady was talking about some years back when he was still playing. He wanted to have this be all ready, set to go when he was done with football, to be involved and still get more Super Bowl rings, still more Lombardi trophies. But obviously, as a part owner, being involved in team decisions. And, the Dolphins, there were all the reports that almost happened, but the tampering thing happened, and I don't know, they moved on from that. Obviously, things kind of grew a bit sour in New England when Brady found out, they wanted Jimmy G to be the next guy, and he wanted to get up out of there. And Gronk retired when he found out they were going to trade him to the Lions. And, when it was all said and done, Brady got all his ducks in a row, was sent on over to Tampa, where, Gronk reactivated his player status out of retirement. Brady set up that deal, right? He got AB to go there, and we saw something like we never saw before, something that the Jets tried to mimic this year with Aaron Rodgers, which just was absolutely abysmal and was a joke and didn't work. As he was like, hey, when Tom went to Tampa, they let Tom have his say in the offense. They let Tom play in the front office a little bit with who we bring in and everything like that. And obviously the way things went with Tom and the coach was crazy. They butted heads, they changed the organic flow of things where a player got to be more than just a player. He got to be player, quarterback / captain / offensive coordinator / part-time GM and all that. And that's what's going on now. Is said to be we're going to start seeing with him as Tom Brady, the minority owner with the Raiders. He was also supposed to go play there. That whole story was covered and everything like that, as the Raiders were and still are an organization that's had a lot of talent and a lot of upside, right? But they just continue to just be in disarray and have internal conflict, internal beefing, right? That's what we saw when the Brady playing there for a year or so didn't work out. We saw people within the organization, coaches in the front office, button heads, and the coach benching players and stuff like that out of spite. It was just absolutely ugly. And then we see them this year with Antonio Pierce, who took over last season as an interim coach and did enough to keep his job and be the coach this year. And it's all been a mess. And that's where we kind of come to this dilemma, I guess we could say. What does Vrabel really want to do? Does it seem like he's going to go to New England, where he played for so long, where he was inducted into the team Hall of Fame, and he didn't kill those rumors that he was going to be the next coach there? Or are the Patriots going to stick with Mayo? You know what I mean? How bad would it be for Mayo if the Patriots, it comes, because that's the thing at the end of the day in the NFL. Just like you guys remember when, who was it, Matt Castle and Orton, teams ended up swapping QBs. Where was Orton then? Was it the Bears? Or no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Castle. It was, I believe it was Cutler. After that year, Castle filled in for an injured Tom Brady who went down opening day against the Chiefs, got his leg straight buckled, and Patriots still went on to win that game, and they went 11-5 that year with Matt Castle under center and missed the playoffs. Wasn't that crazy? The only team of the AFC that went to the playoffs that year was the division-winning Miami Dolphins. But, Cutler found out that the Bears had interest in Castle, like trading for him, who we see, with Castle, it was a system thing. They inserted him into Tom Brady's spot and kind of played it safe with the offense, but stuck with the same game plan, more or less. And, they went 11-5, no playoffs. Wasn't that crazy? Belichick had him punt a couple times on third down, the quarterback Castle comment, and let me know if you remember that. But the point that I'm getting at is all that came out, and Cutler was like, you guys wanted to trade me? Fluck out of here, I'm done. And then, they ended up swapping him and Orton, who is in Denver, and, like all those things end up emerging and coming out. The plans that different franchises have and who they want to bring in. And sometimes when things don't go that way, but people find it out, certain individuals don't take too lightly to it and are not too happy. And that's what I'm wondering with Mayo here. You know what I mean? Like, Vrabel is a guy that everything's indicating, and it would make sense that now that he's up out of Tennessee, he'd be the guy for the Patriots. Once again, a lot of people think that's who the Pats wanted initially, and they went with Mayo, and he's only been there 1 year, and it's been a shitty season, man. I can't wait till my Bills close the season out beating them once again, and we just continue to reign supreme in the AFC East, which runs through Buffalo until further notice. But what I'm getting at is, and let me know if you guys think this is the case, that they want Vrabel. But like, okay, if we can't get him, we'll stick with Mayo or whatever. Like, it can't feel good to be Mayo if that is indeed the case. But back to what we're talking about over here with the Raiders, right? I could see them parting ways with Pierce quick, throwing him out like yesterday's garbage. As again, we know Tom Brady is trying to bring that Brady way to the Raiders franchise, and there's already been all these reports, and to me it's just more than reports and talk, right? That he has been working with Shedeur Sanders, taking like a mentorship role with him, which he's doing with players in college as well. He just had what's his face drop from LSU, committing there and going to Michigan, Brady's alma mater, and securing him a nice deal. That's another thing that's in the mix too. As we know, coaches have always been able to get paid in college, but players can now as well. But Vrabel could be on the market when it comes to the NCAA as well. My gut's telling me that's not what's going to happen. But with Brady, he wants to bring Shedeur to the Raiders. From everything I've seen and him working with them, that's what he wants, and could it just organically happen that way with the draft order, that he'll be on the clock when it's their time to make their pick and bring him in? If not, will Brady be able to wheel and deal with inside the organization and the franchise and use his connections that he has within the NFL to make that happen and bring Shedeur to the Raiders, to Vegas? As Shedeur is already like a local celebrity in Vegas. He's been spotted at WNBA games. He's chilling with Mark Davis and all that. Like, he, to me, is definitely the guy they want. This isn't any kind of smoke screen or anything like that. Brady wants Shedeur in Vegas, and so does Mark Davis in the franchise. But with all that being said, him, you see the reports like, yeah, he's going to be heavily involved in, getting the Raiders' next signal caller, next quarterback, and he's going to work closely with him. And that guy is Shedeur Sanders. But is it going to stop there, or is there going to be more to Brady's reach? Is Brady just trying to say, hey, I won all those titles with the Patriots. There was all this debate if it was me or it was Bill or it was, all our other contributors, and the moves the front office made and us coming together, collaborating as a team. Is it a bit of everyone? I don't know, but what we know is the New England Patriot way, even with Belichick still there in New England and Brady gone, hasn't worked out for a damn up until Belichick stepped down. But the Tom Brady way worked immediately his first season with another franchise that wasn't really a good franchise like that. And quite honestly, I didn't think they had a Super Bowl run in them, you know what I mean? Leading into the playoffs, I think the Saints had swept them in regular season within that division. But when playoff time came around, Brady pushed on and did his thing. This guy was dropping some games in regular season and refusing to shake Stafford's hands and other quarterbacks that he lost against, looking like a diva poor sport. But when playoff time rolled around, Brady got that laser focus, and the Brady way was a pure success in Tampa. And with all that being said, I think the Raiders are going to be committed to Brady bringing the Brady way to Vegas on a real proactive level, where I don't think it's just going to stop with the quarterback. I think they're going to say, hey, Tom, who's the guy to be the coach? Who do you want to bring in here or there? I think they're going to be consulting him with a lot. And, with these other reports like Orlovsky saying, yo, I'm hearing that Vrabel's leaning somewhere. I wouldn't. And, he's like, I'm not really a reporter like that. I've gotten in trouble before for things that I've said. You know what I'm saying? He's falling back and playing it safe, but I don't think he's talking about Vrabel going to New England. I think it's another franchise, and I think that franchise is the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? To me, it makes sense. The Raiders, again, they were in the playoffs just a few years back. They've had a lot of talent. They've shown that, they were on the cusp of turning the tide and being a better team. And all that BS and internal conflict killed the organization, and it's a mess. Not to mention the shit with Gruden and that racist stuff. Like, just so much bad stuff has gone down. I really feel like with Brady taking this minority ownership role, they're not going to stop it at quarterback. You know what I mean? That they're going to say, hey, Tom, it's your show, my G. Bring that Brady way to Las Vegas, like on a maximum level. Who's the coach? Could it be Vrabel? Him and Brady obviously have close ties, teammates, won a lot of, championships together. And I don't know, this is an interesting story to me. Could it be? Will it be? I don't know. This could be something that's already a done deal, just not officially put into play and released to the press just quite yet. But what do y'all think about it? Tap in and let me know. Will Mayo be back in New England? Is Pierce up out of there? And Brady's going to bring in Vrabel and install the Brady way. Are we going to see the Raiders with Vrabel as a head coach and Shedeur Sanders as the starting quarterback next season? You know what I mean? It could go either way, but I truly think things are pointing to Vrabel in Las Vegas and Shedeur Sanders as the starter being mentored by Tom Brady. So hit the comments, share your thoughts across the board, subscribe, and stay tuned. It's Coffee, talking music, news, sports, and more. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.